No, I jumped the gun. And how many of you know what this is? Hopefully all of you. How many of you know what it costs to produce one of these? Probably not as many. On average, it costs about $1 to produce one of these incandescent light bulbs. This light bulb uses energy by pushing a current through a conductor that when it heats up, it emits light at a yellow to white spectrum. Now, understanding the true cost of energy is something that not a lot of us really fully appreciate. We don't think about the cost of the energy that it takes to produce a roll of paper, or the energy it takes to produce a light bulb, or even the energy it costs to leave the light bulb on while we're at class. The average resident, according to the Energy Information Administration, uses about 10,812 kilowatt hours per year. Now, that doesn't seem like too much, but it's a fair bit compared to the rest of the world. We need to understand how our energy is consumed. One method of this is the kilowatt hour readout that's on most of our houses. I'm sure many of you have seen one of these before. But there's new ways that help us to understand a little bit better. To understand where, I'm sure most of you have seen one of these before. This is an electric bill. On here we have the per kilowatt hour cost averaged out by the electric company, where they take the number that they chose to cost, the number that it costs them to produce the electricity that you received at your house. Now, they add some different charges like the fees it costs for them to rent the lines from the American Transmission Association, and the energy efficiency charge that the state taxes the power companies when they produce energy, particularly using sources such as fossil fuels like natural gas and coal. So we'll run you through the calculation really quick. These are the numbers off the bill, estimated about 20 and some change cents per kilowatt hour. At the top there is the actual number that you probably will see on your bill. We like to round up because it's always going to cost a little more. If you take the cost per kilowatt hour and multiply it by the average kilowatt hour usage of the average resident of the United States, it costs around $2,300 a year. That's a fair bit. Now, this sounds like, you might think $2,300 isn't that much, or wow, that's a lot of money. But there's ways that we can understand what this cost really means to us, like opportunity costs, where you could look at how much money you spent on your electric bill this month and then take that money that you saved by turning that light off, or maybe not turning the heat up quite as high tonight, and take that money and you can use it as opportunity costs for other things that you want to buy. Maybe you buy a bike and using the money you save by turning your lights off, or even charging your phone. According to Karen Earnhardt from the American Council of Energy Efficient Economy, feedback programs have proven results for helping individuals realize what their true cost is and fully, I lost my word. It doesn't matter. It really helps us to understand what we're spending money on. And part of this program, these in-home displays, are little meters that you can plug into your wall. They're really easy to use. You order one online. I'm not sure what this particular unit costs, but I know there's one on Amazon. It costs maybe $12. And you plug it in, and it reads out, whatever outlet you plug it into, it reads out what your kilowatt hour usage is at that moment. So you plug it into a wall, then you plug your lamp or your microwave into this kilowatt hour readout, and it tells you what your draw is at that point, which is telling you how much energy you're spending if you left that running for an hour, what that would cost you, multiplied by that 22 cents that we found earlier. Now, my friend uses one of these all the time. Plugs it in, plugs his computer into it, plugs his heater into it, just loves it. Takes it, sees what his kilowatt hour readout is. You come over to his apartment, first thing he says, dude, you have no idea how much energy I spent today with running that new heater I got. I saved probably 20 kilowatt hours today alone. And that's 22 kilowatt hours multiplied by 22 cents is, didn't do the math on that one, but I'm sure you guys can do it. And that's a real cost that he saved that day. And it's important for us to really understand what that cost is so that way we can make these decisions that impact not only us today, but they also impact the future. What we choose to spend on energy now is money that we can't spend later on something else. And it's something that we need to take advantage of, these opportunities. So I want to challenge you today to think critically about where you're using energy. Pick up one of these in-home displays and try it out. You might be surprised. Those are the attributions for photos.